For today's practice, we'll need 2 yoga blocks. You can put one off to the side to begin, and we'll get started in a comfortable seated position. You can sit onto the shins with your heels out to your hips. You can also stick the yoga block underneath your sit bones to prop your heart up towards the ceiling. You can also turn the yoga block on its side, stick that underneath your sit bones, and come into an easy pose or a cross-legged position. Closing down the eyes, bringing the thumbs to the sternum, hands in prayer position, taking a moment to center your energy. Taking inhalation through the nose, expanding the belly and the back of the ribs. Exhaling through the nose, drawing your abdominals towards your spine. On our next inhale together, we'll exhale for Om 3 times. Taking an inhale together. Giving yourself permission to always come back to your comfortable seated position anytime the practice gets too much. Meeting yourself exactly where you are this morning, this afternoon, this evening. Taking one inhale and exhale in. Maybe a little smile, and we'll get started. You may slowly blink your eyes open, looking at the ground in front of you first. And we'll get started in a tabletop position. The knees are right below the hips. The hands are right below the shoulders. And we're gonna get started with some cat-cows. Inhaling, looking up between the eyebrows, dropping the chest. Exhale, tucking the tailbone, articulating with the pelvis, gazing at your navel. We'll continue to follow the breath for 4 more. Meeting yourself exactly where you are at this morning. Staying in tune with that throughout the practice. Coming back to a neutral position, somewhere in between. Push the shoulders down the back. And we're gonna just pull the wrists in the direction of the knees, and we're gonna pull the knees in the direction of the toes. So starting to engage the lats, the muscles behind the rib cage, the triceps, and the abdominals. We're gonna take 2 more inhales and exhales together, and on the exhales, really try to draw the navel as close as you can to the spine. One more breath. And let it go. Let all the tension go. Let the crown of the head fall between the arms towards the ground. We're gonna sit back on our toes, so tucking all the toes underneath us. Make sure you grab your pinky toe if it's not tucked underneath. And from here, we're just going to go into some wrist circles. Relaxing the shoulders down the back. We'll switch directions. And we will come out of our toe stretch. We're gonna come onto the backs of the hands. Fingertips facing each other. Let's pitter patter the feet towards the mat. And we're gonna shimmy side to side. You may incorporate some circles to the right. And some circles to the left. And then we're gonna just flip the fingertips towards our legs. So keeping the palms on the ground, big wide fingers on the mat. Shoulders are down the back, crown of the head pulling away from the sacrum. Navel still at our spine. Let's exhale together. Let's lean back. Going to your furthest point with the shoulders still away from the ears. When we're at our furthest point, we're gonna pulse there for 5, pulse back for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then we'll come back forward, and we're gonna shimmy side to side for 2, for 1, and we'll take our little circles to the right for 2, and for 1, going the other way, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to lift up the left hand and we're just going to grab our right thumb, pull that as close as you can to the ceiling for 5, pulse upwards for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left hand comes down, we do the same thing. Bring it to its furthest point for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. From here, we'll go ahead and come back to our tabletop position, coming into bird dog, creating as much length as we can on the extension. So let's inhale, the opposite arm, opposite leg. Right arm goes forward, left leg goes back. Inhale. Exhale, bringing it back down to the center, switching sides. Now your focus point can be in between the thumbs on the mat or the tip of the nose. Deep inhalations, deeper exhalations. Coming back to center, this time we extend the right side and we're gonna crunch the elbow to the knee. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose with a slight constriction or breath in the back of the throat. So on your exhales, you can imagine you're fogging a mirror with your mouth closed. Come back down to center, switch sides, inhale. Two more. Last one. And we're gonna go thread the needle. We're gonna inhale, right arm up, gaze at the middle finger of the top hand, exhale, weaving it through. Extend the left arm to the top of the mat if that's available for you. You can even take your yoga block to the top corner of your mat if that's something you want to do. or you have a little bit more room in your body to do so. You can tent your fingers up on your block or on the mat. Keep reaching your fingertips actively away, shoulders down the back. Deepening each breath. One more breath. Left hand comes underneath the left shoulder. We're gonna push ourselves back on the inhale. Exhale, hand to the mat, underneath the shoulder. And we'll inhale, left hand comes up, gaze at the middle finger of the top hand. Exhale, weave that through. Finding the same posture you took on your other side. One more breath here. Bring your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Inhale, opening up. And exhale, bringing it back down. This time we're coming back to our bird dog position. Inhale, extend. This time we're going to bend the left knee. Now, if it's available for you, you may go back and hold for a little chest opener, quad opener. And if that's not available for you, you can just stay in the first posture. Listening to your body and meeting yourself exactly where you are at today. Gaze over the shoulder. We're here for another 3 breaths. Bringing it down, switching sides. Inhale, find your posture, the one that you took on your first side. And when you're ready, kicking the ankle into the palm, that'll help with the balance. Take your gaze over the shoulder, kicking up through the glute, pressing evenly through the limbs on the ground. We're here for another 3, 2, and 1. Tucking the toes underneath you. We're going to push into downward facing dog. We're going to walk the toes to meet the hands. Slowly rolling yourself up to a standing position at the top of the mat. We're going into Surya Namaskar A. Inhale. Gaze at your palms above. Exhale, bending at the hips and the knees. Forehead to shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back. Lower your knees and your chest. Inhale, pull through, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. First downward dog of the day. I invite you to move slowly, dropping one heel at a time, or you may right away go into just focusing on your static downward dog, both heels dropping evenly to the mat. Again, meeting your body where you are at today. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Taking the last inhale in, exhale. Inhale, gaze at your fingertips, walk forward to your wrists. Exhale, forehead to shins. Inhale, rise up, back to our starting position. Exhale, palms at your sides, Tadasana. We're gonna go through that one more time. Inhale, gazing at the palms. Reach up. Exhale, bending at the hips and the knees. Place your palms in front of the toes. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk back. Drop your knees, your chest. Inhale, pull yourself through. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're here for 4 more breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, gaze at your fingertips, bend your knees, walk forward. Exhale, forehead to shins. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, palms at your sides, Tadasana. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, chair pose, toes are slightly together, heels slightly apart. So we'll do that together. Inhale, chair pose, knees together, prayer arms overhead. Exhale, hands in front of the toes, forehead to shins. Inhale, flat back. You may walk or hop back. Lower into your chaturanga. Inhale to an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. We're here for just 1 breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right toes forward, 45 degrees of your back foot. Warrior 1. Square your hips off. 1 breath. Inhale, palms come inside. You may lower through your chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's be here for another 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees, looking up at the fingertips, walk or hop forward. Exhale, forehead to shins. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, palms at your sides, Tadasana. Coming back to the top of the mat. That's just 1 foot distance from the top of the mat. So you can measure yourself there. We're gonna hop the feet out hip distance apart. And from here, let's take our peace fingers and we're gonna go down to grab our big toe. So let's inhale first, thoracic up. Create space, exhale. Grabbing the peace fingers around the big toe. Inhale to a flat back. And then on the exhale, you're going to try to place the crown of the head on the mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Elbows out to your sides. Now, if that does not happen, you're just imagining you're getting there. It may not be today, that's okay. We're meeting ourselves right where we're at today. We're here for another 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, flat back. This time we're going to step onto the palms so that our toes meet our wrists. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, drawing the elbows out, shoulders down the back. We're here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms to your hips, rise back up. From here, we're just going to kick our right foot back into warrior 1. So inhale the right knee up to the chest, exhale, just step it back. We go warrior 1 to warrior 2. We're gonna go extended side angle pose. You're gonna inhale your fingertips forward, and then you're gonna exhale, you're either gonna rest your forearm on your quad, or you can also take your yoga block inside of the ankle to place your palm. Now, if you have a little more flexibility right now, you can always place your palm on the mat. Finding your progression, gaze is at the middle finger of the top hand. 2 more breaths. through the outer back edge of the back foot. One more breath. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, warrior one. Stepping forward to the top of your mat, palms at your tuck, Samasthiti. From here, we're gonna take the left knee up. Exhale, step back, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Finding your variation of your side angle pose. Shoulders are stacked. Breathe deeply for 3, for 2, and for 1. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, warrior 1. Stepping forward, palms at your side, Samasthiti. From here, we're going to wiggle the feet out to the outer edges of the mat. So you can wiggle them out or just step out, pointing the feet 45-degree angle. We're gonna come into our yogi squat. Inhale, palms overhead. Exhale, sitting down. You can also stick a yoga block underneath your sit bones and just sit yourself there. So from here, we're gonna push the elbows into the knees. Gaze is between the eyebrows. Shoulders down the back. And from here, we're gonna take the hands to the mat, and then we're just gonna push our butt up towards the ceiling. We're gonna take our peace fingers around the big toe. Now we're gonna inhale, pull ourselves into that yogi squat, chest up. And then exhale, flat back, push yourself as high as you can with that flat back. Pull on the thumbs, on the toes. Inhale, lower down, and exhale, last one. And let go of the tension. Round the back, just let yourself hang, bringing your hands and your feet back together, so feet underneath the hips. You can grab opposite elbows here for ragdoll. Now, if you want a deeper stretch through the back of the body or the cervical spine behind the neck, the upper part of your neck, you can take your hands so they grab opposite elbows behind the neck, and you can give yourself a slight tug there. Inhale, let go. Roll yourselves back up, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, hands to prayer overhead. We're going to take the left foot back first. So let's step back into our high lunge. Gaze is at the palms above the head. Exhale, one more breath. Inhale the hands inside of the ankle, and then walk your foot to the outer edge of the mat. And then we're going to wiggle the back foot back so we can lower the knee down. This is our variation of lizard pose, so we can point the toes out to 45 degrees. And from here, you may just stay here today, that's all good. If you would like some progressions, you can take your yoga block so they're underneath your forearms, and you can pop your back knee off the ground. If you want to go even further, and if you have it available to you, you just bring your forearms down to the mat. Again, your back knee is up or it's down. It's up to you, whatever is available today. So we're gonna be here for another 3 breaths. Deepen the inhalation, deeper exhalation. And then we're just going to bring the back knee back to the floor, take the hands below the shoulders, and we're gonna wiggle our foot back, tuck the toes, coming back to our high lunge. And we're going to just exhale, stand to the top of the mat, Samasthiti. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. overhead prayer pose. Inhale to step back into your high lunge, finding your balance. We're going to inhale, take the hands inside of the arch of the foot, wiggle that foot out. We're going to take the same pose and variation we took on the other side. Noticing where you're at with this pose. It may feel different from side to side. Sending your breath to any tightness that you're feeling right now in the body. Just send your breath there. One more breath. Take your hands below your shoulders. Wiggle your foot back. We're going to rise up together. High lunge. Exhale. Inhale, stepping back, Samasthiti. All right, so from here, we're going to just take the hands and we're going to bring them to the bottom, just to the mat. Let's step the feet back. So we're going to go into a couple variations of camel pose. Before we go there, we're going to take the yoga block and we're just going to squeeze it between the inner thighs. So trying to engage the muscles that would stop you from going to the bathroom, your sex organs, so the pelvic floor muscles, we're squeezing those in with our inner thighs. So we're squeezing against the block. So taking a couple breaths here, relax the shoulders, relax the face muscles, just squeezing the block. On your next inhale, take your hands behind your pelvis, so on your low back, just on that triangle behind your pelvis. So it'll feel like this, your sacrum, okay? So from here, we're going to tuck the sacrum underneath you. And then from there, we're going to inhale thoracic, the middle of the back, upwards towards the ceiling. Now our gaze can go between our eyebrows, or we may drop the head to open up the throat. Now you're in your variation for the next 5 breaths. Relaxing your face muscles, squeezing the block. And we're going to inhale, tuck the chin to the chest. Removing the block, we're going to come into a child's pose, Balasana, knees together. Now if you can't do knees together, toes together and knees apart, and we're just going to lay on down. Palms are going to come down at your sides. Resting the third eye on the floor, on your mat. Inhale the hands below the shoulders, pressing up off the floor. This time, no yoga block. We're going to come back up, sitting onto the shins. So if you want to place a yoga block inside of the left ankle, you may do that. So from here, we're going to do just a one side camel. So we're going to inhale the left arm up. We're going to exhale, and we're going to externally rotate. Place the hand on the mat and press the hips forward. So we're still in that tucked tailbone position. We're going to inhale, right arm up. Now you may drop your gaze just behind, so it's in between your eyebrows, or you may drop it between your eyebrows with your full extension, like you're gonna go for a wheel pose. We're here for 5. Inhale, rise up. Remove the yoga block. Come into your version of child's pose, Balasana. Inhale the hands underneath the shoulders, press yourself on up. Now we're going to take the yoga block inside of the right ankle and we're gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna inhale, create our length, thoracic comes up, reach the right arm up and then find your block, find your version for 5. Inhale, rise up, tucking the chin. Exhale, back to your child's pose. Taking the hands below the shoulders, rising back up onto the inner thighs. So we're going to take all of that and put it together. You may just want to come to our first pose, which was our modified camel. You're welcome to do that with or without the yoga block. Now, if you want to practice full camel today, you can tuck your toes. And from here, we're going to inhale, create as much space as we can. I like to reach my arms up to remind myself to keep elevating. And then from here, you can just start to round your hands behind you to find your ankles. If you want to open up the throat chakra, you may take your gaze all the way back, focusing on the third eye between the eyebrows. Zipping the energy of your inner thighs towards each other. Deepening your breath. When you're in your furthest point of camel pose, squeeze your glutes, protect your low back. One more breath. Slowly rising up one side at a time. Tuck your chin to your chest. Finding your child's pose. Taking both hands below the shoulders, we're going to take ourselves onto our seat. And we're gonna practice a couple boat pose variations. Hands are at your hips. So we might use these blocks today to do our cross-legged lift. That's gonna be up to you and where your energy is. From here, we're just gonna take the feet together and we're gonna extend the legs long, boat pose. We're here for 10, 9, gaze at your toe, 7, chest up, 6, navel to spine, 4, 3, 2, cross leg lift, and lower back down, 10, 9, 8, 7, shoulders down your back, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, cross-legged lift, and back down. Now if you ever need to modify, just bend your knees to bring them towards you. Hands can always go behind your hamstrings. We're here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross-legged lift, and extend again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Hold up, gazing up between the eyebrows. And rest down. Beautiful. From here, we're just going to lay onto the back. You can hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a really big hug, grabbing opposite elbows. Send your legs long in front of you. Short Savasana. Bend the left knee into your armpit. And exhale, cross it over, stacking your hips, laying your shoulders onto the floor, gazing at the opposite hand. Send the bottom leg long, so keep that bottom leg active. Hug your left knee into your chest. Take your right knee into your chest next, to the armpit. Cross it over, gazing over the opposite hand. Try and keep the shoulders on the mat. Taking both legs long, cross the left ankle over the top of the right knee and place the right foot on the mat. From here, you can take both hands, interlace them behind your right thigh, behind the hamstring. Flex the ankle, and then you can place your left knee inside of your left elbow inside the left knee. And then from here, we can just press and pull. So press the elbow, pull the knee or the ankle towards you, opening up the hip. Shoulders are down the back. And take the legs long. We'll go ahead and cross the right ankle over, flexing the right ankle. Weave your fingers behind your left hamstring. Sending the legs long, bringing both legs up, so flat feet on the ground. We're gonna go happy baby. You can grab the outer edges of your feet, press your sacrum into the mat, press your feet up towards the ceiling, shoulders down the back. And you may wanna do one leg extension at a time, just opening up the backs of the legs a little bit more. Enjoying that pose for a few more breaths. Hug the knees into your chest one last time. We have a short Savasana, about 60 seconds. Palms up to the ceiling. Toes out to the sides. Coming back to your normal breath. Making any more adjustments. If you can get even 10% more comfortable, make your adjustments. Bringing awareness back to your body by wiggling your toes and your fingertips first. Extend the arms overhead. Walk your feet in opposition of your arms, just walking. Make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes are still closed. You may take yourself onto your block or into your comfortable seat or onto your shins. Now we will take our right hand and we're going to place our right thumb over our right nostril, our peace fingers on our third eye, and our remaining fingers will come to the left after we do our, we'll be alternating nostril breathing. So from here, we're going to go ahead and place your fingers on your third eye. Place your right thumb on your right nostril. Inhale and exhale through the left side, 5 rounds. Keeping your breath equal on the inhalation and the exhalation. Quieting your breath. Switch sides. After your 5 rounds, we have 5 rounds on the right. Switch sides. Going for a total of 5 rounds on each side. We have 2 left. Completing both 5 rounds on each side, we'll take our palms to heart center, thumbs to our sternum, gentle gaze at your eyes closed, upwards between the eyebrows, sending a good thought to yourself, to your family. Inhaling in one time for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti.